Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Live by Design with Grace Karaoke. This is where we talk matters mental health, relationship health, as well as a thriving life where you feel in touch with yourself, you feel you have control over your life, and you feel that you can experience the life that you desire. So we've been talking about the inner child, and today I want to talk about how to heal or embrace or take care of your inner child. Like we said before, your inner child is that part of your psyche where there is the innocence of a child, there is the creativity of a child, the awe and the wonder of a child, where you can be able to experience life in its purity. Now, the woundedness that we experience because of interacting with the world, because we are living in a world that is not perfect. And in my first video, I talked about how it was perfect in your mother's womb, but then you come into the world and things are different. So in order for us to embrace this inner child, we've got to do a couple of things. Number one, we've got to live in reality. And the reality is this, that we do not live in a perfect world. There will be people who will do things that will affect us negatively. There will be things that will happen to us. We will make mistakes. We will not reach our goals. There will be a lot of unfair things that will happen in this life. We need to embrace that. We need to acknowledge it. We need to accept it. The world is what it is. In fact, they say there is nothing new today in this world. We just keep repeating the same patterns and the same cycles throughout life. Anything that you experience today, it has been experienced by somebody else. And so we want to start off by accepting we live in an imperfect world. Then step number 2, we need to take responsibility now for our adult life. So the last segment that I did, I talked about emotional regulation. When we are triggered by whatever we are experiencing in the here and now, when we are triggered and we feel those emotions, we regress to being like a child, because the emotions we experienced as children, the emotions of violence, the emotions that were triggered by neglect and abandonment, those emotions have never been dealt with. They have never been processed. And so we experience them and we regress in our behavior as we experience these negative emotions. In our behavior, how we deal with the emotions is the same way we would have dealt with it if we were children. And so I need for us to understand that. So what is your job now as an adult? I want you to look at it this way. There was the child who was wounded. This child is over here, and this is you as an adult. This child continues to cry out, will somebody please listen to me? Will somebody please take care of me? Now, because you are an adult, you cannot go back to your mother and tell her to reparent you. So now your job is to reparent yourself. So how do you do that? This adult you needs to come and hover over this young inner child. And you need to embrace this child. You need to speak to this child who shows this head of woundedness. You need to quiet the child. Offer this child what was not offered to them. How do you do that? You speak words of comfort. You speak words of validation to this child. In therapy, what we do is we encourage you and we coach you on how to write letters to the people who harmed you, to the people who hurt you, and even to that child who was innocent and then they went through so much. What do? We don't suppress. We don't tell them it's okay, don't think about it. No, we come in and we say, yes, Grace, you were hurt. Yes, Grace, they hated you. Yes, Grace, they abused you. And then we tell that child, but you know what, Grace, it was not your fault. There was nothing wrong with you. The wrong was with the adult. that did not offer you the protection, that took advantage of you, that violated you. So me as the adult Grace, I embrace my adult inner my inner child, and I tell little Grace that it's okay. I embrace, I hug her, and I validate the pain that she went through. This is why therapy helps a lot with healing the inner child, because you can be able now to embrace that child and tell them it's okay. How is it going to help you? It is going to help you this way. When these negative experiences were happening, there were some messages you internalized. Message number 1, I have said before, you are not good enough. You are not lovable. You are not capable. You are not safe. Now, as an adult, I need to come and change that message, because that message still plays in my head. Those are the old narratives that I internalize as this innocent child. So those messages, I need to help this child to let them go, to replace those messages with the truth, to replace those messages with that feeling of you. It was not because there was something wrong with you. Because if I do that as an adult now, I can integrate my child, my inner child, with my adult self, so that now we can grow and we can begin to recreate the innocence, the creativity, the awe and the wonder. We live in this world as is, without feeling like I have to be this and this. We integrate both by embracing the inner child and you experiencing that wholeness. And now, throughout your life, you begin to make choices that have nothing to do with you trying to correct what happened to you as a child, but really choices that are right here, right now, with you embracing the inner child and changing or replacing the old narrative with the new and appropriate narrative that I am a person of worth. Look how far I have come. And we begin to tell the story of our survival. We celebrate the survival. We do not continue to wallow in the pain and in the woundedness and in the sorrow of what we did not get or what was given to us that wounded us. I hope this helps you to see that you can reparent yourself. And how do you do that? Take responsibility of your life right now. You begin to tell yourself, I no longer want to act in anger because I am burning my relationships all around me. I get into a job, they fire me because I cannot handle. Whenever I get angry, I have this explosion. So you begin to tell yourself that now, because I'm an adult and because I'm over here, I need to take care of my inner child by learning how to manage my anger, to self-regulate, to manage my feelings of sadness, and to accept that feeling angry, feeling sad, feeling uncomfortable, those are normal experiences of life. There is nothing wrong with it. I do not need to escape. And I want to say this as I close. There are ways that we escape these emotions that are normal, that we should feel. Drinking. We run to drinking so that we don't have to feel. Stimulants like marijuana and cocaine and other things that we do. Why? Because we don't like feeling sad, so we need to up our moods. All those things and other things we do, sexual escapades, spending money we do not have, and we create havoc in our own lives, running around with whoever is available for us to run around with having no mindfulness about where that is taking our lives. And so we create our own suffering by not allowing ourselves to stop and think about our inner child and begin to let this child and the adult meet so that we can create the kind of life that we want. Until I see you next time, I pray that you will start this process. Reach out to me. There is a number on the screen that you can reach out to me. Go to my website, www.gracekaraoke.co.ke. I will be very glad to work with you. Until I see you next time, may the Lord bless you.